Well, good morning. Let's talk contracts. It says, yes, peeps. Hope you're safe and well. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. So many transfer rumours going around at the moment. There'll be some more at lunchtime, no doubt. There's going to be some more Hammers headlines. But we're going to talk about contracts. We recently had the issue, so to speak, with Vladimir Sufal, with his contract being extended. We've had Lucas Fabianski being offered a 1 year extension to his contract. Tom Souček, finally, after about 2 months, they announced his contract extension. And now we could be having two more contract extensions. Angelo Ogbonna and Divine Mubama. Let's talk about Angelo Ogbonna first. So Angelo is an interesting character in that if you look back at it, it's a similar sort of trajectory in the last few games as Lucas Fabianski. So Lucas Fabianski has been playing basically as the only senior and recognised goalkeeper for about 4 or 5 weeks, did very well, and was since rewarded with a new 1 year deal. His existing deal was meant to run out this summer, but he's been offered a 1 year extension, which will take him into his 40s. And I think actually that's quite shrewd. Goalkeepers, and particularly Fabianski, he looks after himself. And I think there's not really much of an issue with offering him a new deal. And I think actually that is very, very good. Now, apparently, obviously Ange's been doing the same thing recently. He's been sort of looking after our deputising for a whole centre-back partnership because Kurt Zouma has had a knock recently. Naif's been ill. Naif's now against the AFCONs. We may never see Naif again in a West Ham shirt, if you believe the rumours coming out from Fabrizio Romano that several Saudi Pro League sides have put in concrete bids for him, with West Ham putting a £30 million price tag on his head, as well as rejecting some Serie A sides because they wanted the loan to buy. Things AC Milan and stuff as well. So you may never see Naif ever again in a West Ham shirt. But anyway, so Ange's been playing the last, say the Arsenal game, the Man United game, the Brighton game, three sort of clean sheets, and he's been really good, almost recapturing his form before he got majorly injured in the 2019-20 season, was it? It was Liverpool 3-1. I remember that specifically. That was the game he got injured and never came back the same player. And obviously his contract was actually expiring, and then they offered him a 1 year deal as almost as a thank you type thing to keep him sort of around the club when he was having recovered from his injury. Now, apparently, according to Claret Hugh, they reveal they spoke to a senior source, and the senior source has said they have been very impressed with Angelo in the last few games, and he's a great fourth choice centre back. He's a great guy to have, and they'll be reviewing his contract at the end of the season, and it could be a possibility of offering an extension to the deal. Now, I'll be honest, from a person perspective, love Angelo. Great player, great guy to be around. He's been a great servant to West Ham. But we already have one of the oldest squads in the Premier League. We've already extended a 39-year-old's contract to go into his 40s. We've already extended a 31-year-old's contract. We've already extended Thomas Souček's contract for another 3 years. Angelo turns 36 by the end of his contract officially this season. But offer him another contract, another year, he'll be 37. Yeah, he's a great fourth choice centre back, but what about someone like Luis Al or Caden Casey or Briggs? Some really good centre halves in the academy. I think maybe it's one Dad's Army too many. That's no disrespect to Ogbonna, but he's been shocking until the last 3 or 4 games. When he was on that starting lineup for the Arsenal game, we all thought we were going to get done 4 or 5-0, and then he turned into performance like turned back the clock, like he'd gone to Back to the Future. And so for me, what's the expression? One swallow doesn't a summer make. I think, occasionally he'll put a performance. Nobes used to always do it. You still, he's had enough. and then he puts 2 or 3 really good performances in. But I think, the fact is we're clearly going for a lot of centre halves in the. We need to have loads in the January transfer window. Max Kilman, Dan Axel Zagadou, Jonathan Tarr, Joe Worrell, Eric Dyer. Is it Charlie Edwards from Wigan? Ronnie Edwards from Peterborough, not related. So centre half does seem to be something we're looking at. And I just think if we offered Angelo a player coach deal or a coaching role, I think that's not a bad idea. But I just don't. I would rather give that fourth spot up to someone who we can nurture in the long time. Because otherwise, all that happens is it puts a pin in it until the following season. And someone like, even if Moyes is offered a new 2-year or 2.5-year deal, he'll still have an aging squad. There'll be no development of that squad. So I just don't see the point. I think it makes sense with the goalkeepers. Goalkeepers tend to play to a later age, but not so much in terms of defenders. We're already seeing, when Soufal plays against real pace, he gets, the doors creak in terms of his defensive prowess. And I think that's the same too with Angelo. But look, we still need him, and he'll still be playing. If you draw upon him, then that's great. Let's talk about someone else. Let's talk about from one extreme to the other, from someone who's near retirement to someone who's just starting off, Divine Mubama. Now, obviously, he's agents, and there's been lots of speculation and breakdown of talks and things like that. But as revealed by, it was Claret and Hugh again. They've been busy. It was busy old Hugh yesterday, but Claret and Hugh, if I can find the story, revealed that negotiations have resumed between West Ham and Divine's representatives. Obviously, he played 30 minutes. The game on Tuesday. I can't remember what days is. Bins go out tomorrow. I remember that. He played 30 minutes, showed some real gusto, huffed and puffed, and didn't do really much, but he was trying. And I thought the side looked better with him spearheading it, with Bowen on the right. Would have preferred maybe a Cornet on the left, but Anton spoke about that yesterday, so go and check that out. But apparently, these sides, talks between the two sides have, although they halted several weeks ago, they are believed to be kick-started, reopened, and the deadlock between the two sides on negotiations has been broken, and talks will continue over the next few weeks. Claret, who was told by their sources close to the player several weeks ago that the player was keen to remain at the club, and Moyes explained that things had not worked out well for others who had decided to leave, the likes of Sonny Perkins, the likes of Ashby, not so Elise, although he's just come back from injury. Pierre Aguirre is clearly going to probably move to Palace or something like that in the January transfer window. They're playing well at Sunderland. Okaflex never made it, so it does seem, Grady Diangana, although he did score the other day, didn't he? I mean, this is the deal I want done. Not bothered about Angelo Ogbonna as much. Sorry, Ange, but I don't. This is the deal I want done. I want this sorted because I think what would work best would be for Divine to sign the deal, go out on loan in January, get some game time, and then come back at the beginning of the season ready to roll, because that's the only way you're going to progress. Getting half an hour one game, 10 minutes another game, 5 minutes another game, nothing the next game, that's not going to help you develop as a player. So that's what I think is the best course. But it's good to see that talks have reopened. So fingers crossed we'll get something over the line. And that's it, my friends. So keep on the channel. We've got lots of stuff coming up as per usual. We had Old School Hammers last night. It was late last night, so check that out. And then we'll start getting all stuff for the Bristol City game. So take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, and come on, you bloody irons. Irons.